Hi guys! Welcome back to Sitting Down with the Sisters podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Ashley.
I'm Ayo.
And I'm Tammy.
Hi! Thank you for all the lovely responses to our branding.
Right.
I'm happy that you guys love it because
we love it.
Honestly.
Okay.
That's our baby.
Yeah,
like, this
man.
podcast is our baby.
Period. So if you love it, then we love you.
Mm-hmm.
We announced our Twitter last week, and this week we're also announcing our Instagram. So go follow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
That's true. So by the time this video actually goes up, our Instagram
It's gonna
page
be up and ready.
running. Some of you actually following it already. Real ones.
Real ones. We see you.
Real ones.
We see you.
And what we want to say is, so this is the second to last episode of this season because obviously we've been running since November, guys. Like, can you imagine?
Crazy.
Wow.
And
it's not even been a year.
It's not been a year yet,
Jesus.
and we've come this far. You know, God is great.
Amazing.
He's amazing.
If you want to celebrate our last episode of this season, we will be coming back obviously with a season 2 with surprises for you because we want to make it a bit, beautiful. You know, this season it's been just us 3 giving our opinions. Wink, wink. So
We've got loads of
hinting, you know. So if you want to be here for the celebration of our ending of this first season, we're going to do a live on our Instagram next week as our 20th episode,
which is why you need to follow
you need to go follow. All right,
now,
and we'll see you there.
Nah.
We're gonna go live next week, and we'll put the day in the description when we have a day. And obviously, if you follow us on Instagram, you'll know.
On our personal pages.
And on the main page because we'll be posting.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Right, and our Instagram and our Twitter. So follow our
it
Twitter.
will be on there.
She's been killing it. This is the girl behind our tweets, and this is gonna be the girl behind our Instagram. So go follow. Right. So today, girls, we're gonna talk about something. We've been inspired.
Guys, I woke up this morning and that was the first thing all over my TL.
I've been talking about it
And
so much.
I was very disappointed from obviously where the original source of where this all originated from.
Right.
So I've not been very happy about everything, but we thought we'd come here. We actually had other things to talk about, but we thought we need to prioritise this so I can hear the sisters' opinions. As you guys might know, we don't actually discuss these things beforehand. So I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say on the topic.
And to be fair, funny enough, this topic that we're going to be speaking about, it is something that we did want to touch upon
just
anyway.
in general.
Yeah, that's true.
These are the kind of things we talk about with each other, just
Exactly.
in life. You know what I mean? So,
that's true.
So it makes sense to speak about it
makes
with
sense.
you guys.
And we want to hear you guys' thoughts, and obviously it's a conversation that everyone's having, so we will join the conversation.
100%.
And you guys wondering, what is it? It's going to be
It's gonna be the title.
Come on.
We're talking about open relationships.
Right.
And like just having a relationship that is free, essentially.
Yeah, sort of like having a room for other people to come into like your partnership, your union,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna talk about that and what our opinions are, if we'll ever do it, and what we think of people that do it, and stuff like that.
Everything. And obviously it was inspired by what we saw, as Temi said, on socials with the Jada Pinkett Smith and August Alsina conversations.
And Will Smith,
obviously.
Yeah.
So Ashley's going to give us the rundown of what's actually been happening and the story, because I think she knows these things. So go for it.
Right, Ashley Pierre running live from the Sitting Down with the Sisters studio. This morning we found on the Instagram, page, feed, the Shade Room reposted it. If you follow them, if you don't, it's fine. I'm here to report to you live. Unfortunately, it's been brought to our attention that Jada Pinkett Smith and August Alsina were in a romantic relationship.
Whoa!
Okay, in all
it.
seriousness, so August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith, who is married to Will Smith.
Right.
Married. Yeah, keyword emphasis on marriage.
Right.
She was in a romantic relationship with August Alsina. How we know this, August Alsina did a interview. It was like quite a lengthy and long interview. So he didn't just speak about this, he spoke about other things.
Yeah.
But he did an interview with Angela Yee, and he basically touched upon his relationship, bond, all of that stuff with Jada Pinkett Smith. And he basically said how Will Smith gave him a blessing so that he can have a relationship with his wife. Now there have been rumours for quite a few years that they've been in an open relationship, that their marriage went from a religious or conventional marriage to partnership, a life partnership.
Right.
So that's not what they started off their marriage on.
Yeah, they
redefined it.
married. Yeah, they redefined it. Yeah. So essentially, I'm guessing both of them
Agreed to this.
had to be open. Yeah, and it's just come out that because there might be other people, there might not be, but August Alsina was one of the people that Jada Pinkett Smith had an open relationship with.
Right.
Now people are now connecting the dots, and they're now bringing up old interviews that Jada Pinkett Smith has done. There was one where she did her show Red Table Talk, and Will Smith was on it, and in that particular episode, she said how it doesn't matter what happens, that her and Will always be living under the same house. I'm quoting directly, by the way, that he will be, it doesn't matter if he lives in another side of the house with his somebody, and she's in another side of the house with her somebody, they will always live under the same roof. Now, from that depiction, that implies some sort of open relationship, because that's what it is. It doesn't matter if they go outside, they will always be returning back to each other.
Right.
Is it crack?
Cocaine. Right, no, do you know what? Before we even go there, before we even do
talk about Tupac.
Oh yeah, so people have now on Twitter, the shenanigans on Twitter, they've also brought up the fact that when Willow was younger, Jada Pinkett and Willow...
This was around 2012.
Yeah.
We've got the dates here.
Phenomenal. You know we only bring facts here to this channel.
We do our research.
Correct. Because we're graduates, so we know what to do.
Nearly a master's holder. Period.
Get with the program, baby.
No, guys,
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
We didn't drink anything.
So,
it's not. It's just life.
So basically, Willow. To be honest, we don't actually know if this letter is actually written by Willow.
It could be.
But but it said that in the letter she wrote a letter to Tupac, who is dead. Wow. I'm sure everyone knows that.
We know that. Yeah.
But in the letter, she basically wrote, "Please come back, because I genuinely believe if you come back, my mum will be happy, because she really, really misses you, and we will all be happy. Love, Willow." That's me paraphrasing the letter, by the way. There's also another interview where Will Smith was on The Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne asked him how he felt about Tupac, how he felt about Jada's relationship with Tupac, and he did say that he felt somewhat insecure about it.
Wow.
At that age that he was as well, because you know he was starting off in the industry, so was Jada, and Tupac was alive, by the way, when Will and Jada did get together, so it wasn't like it happened after. Mm-hmm. And there is a letter that Tupac wrote to Jada as well,
calling her
Jada is his heart, that
she makes him
climax without having sex.
Very intimate.
Along that notion, so very much so that he loves her.
Mm-hmm. And obviously we're adding that because that's been a part of their relationship from before they were even in a marriage. Mm-hmm. So she's had this intimate friendship, I guess. Romantic. It sounds romantic when you read about it.
Yeah. But, so people are bringing it up only because the way, I don't know if you haven't seen the interview, August Alsina's interview, he said in the interview that if he died today, he'll be happy knowing that he's truly loved, and he gave himself the way he did to Jada. And obviously the letter that Tupac wrote, people are now like, what are these bonds that Jada is creating outside of a marriage?
Right. With men.
Because in August's interview he did say it wasn't romantic, but it's just sounding so
is that
intimate.
What he said?
Yeah, he said that they created a bond without the romanticism
or whatever.
But following that, it was a bit confusing.
It's very confusing.
With the romanticism.
He said without. Okay. But it's confusing because he follows up saying what he said, like if he died today, he's truly, and he gave himself in no way that he's ever given himself before.
Do you think she's snatching their souls?
Whoa.
Well,
because all jokes aside, I don't understand what's going on here. It's a very strange situation, and I feel like especially because a lot of people do look up to Will and Jada.
They say their relationship goals. J. Cole has a song saying he wants that Will and Jada type of love.
You know, so for them to want to have an open marriage, it must be, I don't know what it is that that has led to that decision, because
and we'll never know. That's the sad
we'll
thing.
never know. We're not even entitled to know because it's their private life.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I can not even imagine what the reason is for them to want to be in an open marriage. What even leads to that decision to have an open marriage to begin with? Forget Will and Jada. Obviously, moving on from that.
Yeah.
Even though obviously
this topic is an inspiration of that, but we're talking about open relationship as a whole.
Yeah. So moving on from that, it's just. Then we've seen, obviously after the whole news, we've now seen on social media, Twitter, people have taken to Twitter and Instagram to address the situation and sort of personalise it and ask if, you know, they're friends or if they would even engage in such. And majority, if not all, I've been seeing on social media is no.
So what's you guys, sorry, could you mind me asking, what is you guys' answer? To
me, what kind of question, like... You know, it's with these things, it's like, it's just madness. Like, if you know what marriage, like, for me, it's like, if you want to be in an open relationship, don't get married. Like, just because it dishonours the institution of marriage. People think, okay, marriage is about the papers, but God instituted marriage. So you can say it's the legal stuff. I'm not talking about the legal stuff. I'm talking about the covenant that marriage is, and then
that you make before God.
And the main thing, the only thing that even gives you leeway to even leave a person if you get married to them is adultery, which would be an open relationship. So to me, it doesn't. Do you know what I'm saying? So
that's a really good point.
It doesn't make, to me, open relationships have never made sense, and I genuinely believe that if you ever proposition that to me, you don't know me, you shouldn't talk to me about that, asking me to be in one.
So your answer is
it's a no. It's a firm no.
Me? Okay.
It's a firm no.
I don't even know why I'm pretending to think about it. No, because
good.
Even if I'm not in a marriage,
relationship,
boyfriend and girlfriend,
after
we've made it clear we're in a relationship, exclusive, like that's cheating because I'm not doing it.
Yeah, correct.
You know, so it's a no from me. Ashley?
Jamais.
Oh, give us the translation.
Never.
Period.
Not in this life, and not when I go back to my heavenly Father.
Do you think? Okay, so just to throw it out there, we've all said no.
Yeah.
Right.
Our reasonings.
Would you? Yeah, well, I was gonna go to the reasoning, but would you then say that we're being closed-minded?
No.
This is my problem with the world right now. I'm not even going to lie to you. This 2020 is crack. There's something in the waters that is it's not even only 2020,
Facts.
you know. I think it's been the last couple of years. It's like, if you don't want to be promiscuous, you're being closed-minded. If you don't want to be in a one person like relationship, one-to-one, you're being closed-minded. If you don't want to, everything you're closed-minded.
If you don't want to eat
or bad vibes.
Yeah, if you're not vegan, you're closed-minded. It's like
bad vibes.
Like, it's like people are not allowed to have their beliefs anymore. It's like, oh, if you believe in this old school traditional way of, it's like you're old. You're not.
Oh, you're closed-minded.
Rock of ages.
Rock of ages.
Like, and to me, it's like, no, we're not closed-minded. Relationships are about intimacy, and I believe when it comes to romance or like that type of partnership with somebody in your life, it's meant to be that one-on-one, because then that's how you form a family. Okay, you have an open relationship where you have kids. What does that mean? Like, okay, it's different if you're not with the person's dad and you go on and you have another relationship, but then but you're still one-to-one. But it's when you're now saying, okay, we're gonna have an open relationship. So how many people are they gonna see?
And do you not feel like, do these people that end up doing open relationships, do they not feel like it's just unnecessary drama they're inviting into their marriage, into their lives, because that leaves room and that creates a chance for you to sort of fall in love with other people?
That's what they're doing though. Because what I was saying earlier, I genuinely think it's emotional cheating. And it's just, so it's like allowed.
Because could we really blame August for if he fell in love with Jada?
Because she came to him on the guise of mentorship. I don't know if you guys know August's story.
He was vulnerable
so
at
he
the
was
time.
very like,
that's what I was gonna
he's gone through a lot in his life. If you know, you can read his story online. But like, he's experienced a lot of mental health issues,
health issues,
you know, substance abuse, and obviously family issues as well. So she came into his life as like trying to help him, because her mum's had problems with addiction as well. And so they have a Red Table Talk episode together, and it's just, for me, I feel like a lot of people fall into the open relationship thing out of wanting their cake and wanting to, you know, have your cake and eat it too. So you want, it's like, you know how people cheat, right? People want to see the other side of life. They want to see if the grass is greener. But the grass is always greener where you water it. It's not greener just because it's somewhere else. Like, I think it makes people greedy, because
100%.
I think it's a greedy
you want
way
it
of
all.
thinking. Like,
You just want it all. Like, you're not satisfied. You never will be
you're never
satisfied.
content.
So what do you think then leads people to having like an open?
I think
Like
insecurity.
what is there like? So imagine now, yeah. So obviously I don't know how Will and Jada had it, but how does the conversation even start for you and your spouse or whatever? You sit down, your partner. You sit down. Who even brings it up? Like who in it? Like what is said that you both now? The conclusion is now. Yep, we're having an. Is it now that there's a lack of something within their own relationship, or because like for me, I genuinely don't believe that it's just that everything is perfect. So they want, because there must be something missing for you to now want to go and seek it or open that door for someone outside to enter
100%.
almost. Like it doesn't, I don't know, something is not adding up for me.
Yeah.
Personally.
I think it's what you said. I think something is lacking.
Yeah.
Because, do you know what? Maybe it's not necessarily lacking, but maybe what I have said in terms of nothing's lacking, but when you're just greedy. You're just
That too
selfish.
as well.
Because it's the reason people cheat too.
Yeah.
Like men sometimes cheat when the relationship is great. Why? You just want to know that you still got the swag, or
So
you still got the whatever.
so then
you can go outside and girls think you're nice. Like, sometimes that's what it is.
100%. So imagine those men that actually cheat in a relationship. They would love this whole open relationship because then they can do it freely, right?
But that's the thing though, and I don't think people understand the whole point of open relationship is that it's on both ends. A lot of men that cheat,
It's on their end.
it's on their end only. A lot of men cannot handle what they dish out.
Period.
Oh, a
So-
thousand.
It is what it is. Like, I have to say it.
Funny enough, I don't know if this person was joking, but on my TL whilst I was reading people's comments on the situation, I don't know if it was a joke, but I know a lot of men especially would relate to it. He said, "Oh wow, open relationship, no way, because I can't have that in my relationship, but except if I'm the one doing the open
Exactly.
stuff, and my girl cannot
They
do
can't
that."
handle the idea of
And
their
it's just-
women being with someone else, but
But
they're
they're
okay. with-
That's a very good point.
And this is my thing now, yeah. So they said Will and Jada they said that they have an open relationship. So that means that Will is being with other people.
It doesn't look like it.
Really?
William?
No, there was a picture.
Willow.
What's that model's name? I forgot her name. There was a very intimate picture with Will and.
I remember, yeah, I know you're talking about.
This white woman.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah, and how apparently, like, there's something.
So
It's just
William.
confusing. It just looks like mess.
would you be shocked if Will is doing something with another woman? No. I'm
No,
not.
because that's the whole point of what the
That's
open
the whole
relationship
point
is
of
that
them
it's
being an
both
open
ends.
relationship. But can I say something though, actually? I know with everything that's going around and August coming out and speaking on the interview, has there been any confirmation then?
Because I'm saying
Jada's
at the
rep
moment
came
it's
out.
alleged.
Yeah.
So what?
Jada's representative of
saying
Jada
what?
said basically that it's absolutely not true.
I
that-
did see
or
that.
that August said how, you know, the whole idea that they didn't deny the open marriage, but they just denied the fact that August asked, like, Will gave August his blessing and they had a relationship, that Jada and August had a relationship.
What's the
But
blessing he's giving?
for them to be together. But the whole idea of an open marriage, nothing was said about that.
Why would you need to have a blessing if it was?
You can't have.
So it's
No,
just-
but
What's the difference
apparently
between an open marriage and an open relationship?
same
it's the same thing, but it's just the fact that you're married. The relationship is boyfriend and girlfriend.
So regardless, it's
So,
still.
I've seen a video of a couple who have an open relationship, and it makes sense why Will gave his blessing, because the whole idea of a open relationship, you sit down and you create your own terms and conditions, right? So
All of that.
so like some people,
Like signing
so
up
like
to
the best
Netflix.
example is Insecure. You know Insecure?
Yeah.
The guy that's the one that's with
Nathan.
No, I forgot. We'll
talk about it later. Yeah.
But the whole idea of open relationships, like they have you create your own terms and conditions, and some people, this particular couple, they had rules that they can't be with someone that they both mutually know. They can't bring the person in
If
the
you
house.
have to have
like, all
rules.
of these things. Exactly.
If you what are you doing rules for? It's not a game.
But that's how you know.
So I'm now guessing that Will and Jada is
Might
now
have
like,
rules.
yeah, so they probably discussed, okay, whenever you now want to branch off, we have to discuss it.
But do you know?
And I have to speak to
Do
the
you know
person
what's-
that you're about to be with, sort of
Actually,
thing.
you adding that to the conversation just makes me realise they think
This
they're
is
living
so
in
not-
freedom, but you're actually in bondage.
And do you know what?
It's bondage.
Actually, do you know, on my way here, guys, you know, I was speaking to one of my friends, and they made me see it from a different perspective, in a sense where when you have money, When you're in Hollywood, when you're very exposed, they see things a lot different from us.
They've exhausted everything that.
So they're trying to do more stuff.
So maybe because it's such a strange idea to us, it's so alien to us, but to them,
it's just normal.
Because apparently a lot of like Hollywood couples have open.
It's interesting, especially with the thing you spoke about earlier about them saying, regardless of what happens, even if he's living on the other side of the room, I think they love the fact that they are that ideal couple.
They can always come back.
I think they love that in the media.
That
they
power
represent
family,
that black
and
family.
they have a family exactly.
But then it's like it's not making sense if you're having other people in the relationship. People don't want that part. So
wow,
do you know what I mean? People don't want the open. Like for me, and the reason I genuinely think people get into open relationships out of like, sometimes it's out of insecurity.
Oh yeah, you did mention
because the reason I say insecurity is because you might not feel adequate enough for the person you're with. So to make you feel comfortable in a relationship that you think you're out of the person's league with, you might say, okay, but we can both do whatever we want.
Just as long as you're coming home.
Just to keep them. I genuinely think
but that's not love then.
I don't know what it is. At the beginning we said, is it crack? Because we don't know what it is.
That can't be love.
It's not love.
You shouldn't be in constant fear of the person you're with to leave you, and then you have to genuinely do things to make them happy.
Compromise.
That's not love. It just means that person is not for you, and it shouldn't be forced whatsoever. Because eventually, who knows, that you will find someone that's willing to just be for you. Someone is for everyone.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want that to be part of the terms of your relationship? Like, because you don't feel enough.
Imagine having to give in to it's not even like it was your idea, but you have to give into an open relationship just to keep your partner. They can honestly go.
Yeah.
Like, it's not real. And it's not normal.
You like sharing.
Like, I don't want people that are younger than us.
Do you guys like sharing?
To now see that and be like, yeah, okay, that means it must be, You shouldn't want to share that. Even the whole idea of, like, there might be some people watching this and feeling like, we're not being open-minded. I'm sorry. I know what I know. I say what I say. And I like what I like. There's just it's not everything that you need to be open-minded with, because that is how you allow the devil to come and just ruin your life. I'm so sorry. It's not. That's like me. That's like sitting in front of someone who's a drug addict and them saying, "Oh, but you just need to try it once." I don't need to try something to know that I don't like it. It's not for me.
That's not good for me.
Do you know what's so crazy?
It's not for me.
The Bible even says, in quotations, you can say that you can do anything you want, but not everything is beneficial and constructive for you.
Period.
So why am I now going to mess in something that is just, it doesn't make sense?
I'm sorry. People want to do try before you buy, trial, free trial. Everything trial.
Just scamming your way through. Not everything is free trial.
No.
Netflix free trial, your life
the
free
whole
trial,
point of
your relationship free trial, everything free
trial. Like, the whole
and before you know it,
yeah,
you wouldn't even be able to go back to normality. You're already
stuck
stuck in
everything
it.
is trial.
Because the whole point of a marriage is commitment, right? It's commitment. It takes commitment. But then it
takes hard work.
People don't want that. Yeah. They don't want the commitment.
They don't want to put in the hard work. They want free trial.
They want to have fun.
They want to keep renewing. They want to make different emails for the free trial.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you know all those random,
you guys are killing me,
rubbish websites. You know, remember that scandal that came out about the website for men who are married but want to have an affair? Like, I don't remember. I remember that. There was literally a dating website for men that are married. Want to have an affair. That's what you get when you want to try everything. You want everything in this life. You want to taste and see.
It's not. It's not. No. This whole thing of we need to just normalize certain things just because. No.
There's absolutely no explanation as to why.
I'm sorry. It's not
be normalized.
What do you want me to say?
At the end of the day, it's still each to their own. At the end of the day, because I don't care what the next person is doing. Because
I'm gonna go and do it your own.
Because one thing about me, I'm gonna eat.
Period.
So it's not about I don't care.
What she said.
Do what you want to do, but I know what I'm on. So don't come and influence me and tell me to try something when I know I'm fine without it. You know, that's all I'm saying.
I feel like the only time that you should be open-minded is more so like, obviously when you're having a debate, being respectful of what the other person is saying. Food, I'm always open-minded with food.
Or if you go on holiday and you want to go to a water park and you want to try a ride.
Yeah.
Be open-minded to that.
But stuff where you're now playing with your mind,
emotion,
your soul,
your morals, your ethics.
Yeah,
that one's a bit.
You can miss me with
just be true to yourself, man.
Like, people want to scream, be open, be open. Do you realise when you're saying that you're just saying, okay, be addicted to whatever you like? People don't
try anything.
Because there's this whole concept here about freedom. I don't want to be a Christian yet because I want to be free.
Whoa.
Right? And let me break that down for you. A lot of people think, when you're not a Christian, you're free to do whatever you want. And obviously, Christ talks about there's freedom in Him. What people don't understand is when you're in sin, right? You think you're free, but you're actually in bondage.
Yes.
Because you're constantly being
chains.
plagued by whatever your flesh is telling you to do. So if it's telling you to be a thief, you're
That's
like,
really-
I can do whatever I want, but no, you're in slavery to that.
You're controlled.
Where when you're in Christ, you're actually free to love people. That's freedom.
That's
freedom
real
is
freedom.
actually being able to live a life that is good. That is like, that makes sense. Freedom,
That's what you need.
freedom is not being able to say, I can be addicted to how many drugs I want. I can be in as many open relationships as I want. That's not free, that's bondage. And we need to start saying that. That needs to be what is in the culture.
Okay. Guys, okay. No, that's so true right there.
I'm scared.
We need to
I'm
put it-
scared
yeah.
for the younger generation. I genuinely am.
Because there are younger people who are seeing that and they're like,
Oh.
that means that maybe that is the way to go. The only way that road will lead you. Tell me,
But what I was preach.
if you're not careful,
Just be
it's
careful.
somewhere very. Anyways,
Wow. Okay.
Whew. So what I was gonna say is obviously on the whole topic, but just a bit of a shift, and I think we just kind of mentioned it earlier. In the whole allowing people to come into your marriage, allowing people to come into your relationship, how would you feel if your, I don't want to say partner because we're talking
If
about
my
them,
was.
if your boyfriend or your husband discusses having, like, what if he wants a threesome?
It's also, is it crack?
Because the reason I asked that
you're
is
allowing the devil to.
the
use
reason
you.
I asked that
That's what I was
Don't
saying.
let the devil use you.
Never.
Never.
no the reason
No, as in you've actually sat me down. I'm thinking that we're gonna have an
good
effective conversation. You've opened your mouth and you said, like, "Oh,
let me try and
Lord."
play out the conversation.
Okay.
So because I'm trying to look for the most logical reason. Hey babes, I feel like obviously like our sex life is great. And this is your husband. Obviously our sex life is amazing, and I feel like just to spice it up a little bit, just do something we've never done before. What do you think about inviting another person into the bed?
The fact that you asked me that, you're a poor decision maker. You didn't actually think properly. Because you even if you want to use the scenario Temi has brought, Temi said, you said that our sex life is great. So
Well, obviously not,
it's
if you're
not.
suggesting
No,
that.
no, but it's not. You don't actually
not.
believe it. You don't believe what you're saying to me. You don't.
But it's not. If you're saying to me, you want to invite someone else into the bedroom. You don't think what we're doing is good.
You don't like it. In fact, just tell me it's crap.
You might
I
as
would
well.
rather that.
Because you're actually lying through your teeth.
And I can see it as
And
well.
what you might as well just say is, I'm greedy, babes. I'm greedy. That's what I want.
But then I'll be disappointed in myself. Why did I not see your greediness
From
before I
before.
married you?
You're greedy,
Just
babe.
say it. Like, I would rather you tell me the truth. Open your eyes. Tell me. Because it's like, you need to actually realize. You know what I've noticed? When people say stuff like that, how can you do that? Because if you, I've always, obviously people say this all the time, and you shouldn't have this. That scenario shouldn't have to be brought to you. But if your daughter said to you that her husband was propositioning her with a threesome,
You wouldn't like
you
it.
would slap that boy into next year. But your own wife will come. Why is it that you respect your daughter's body more than you respect your wife's?
That is a great point.
Why is your intimacy not sacred? You know when you start adding, it loses its sacredness.
Any man that asks me that wants me dead.
No, but okay, say man
You
that
want me
someone
to fall
actually said
down.
to you, what would you actually say?
I'll say, okay,
Is it my boyfriend or okay? Let's say my husband. Right?
Yeah, let's say your husband.
I
Because
think
we know boyfriend will no longer be our boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
So,
Right.
let's just skip to
do
husband.
you know what it is? Husband, I might need to go away for a little bit. Like he might need to leave the house for like a few days. I need to clear my head because that is so disrespectful.
So if he actually asked I think one of my responses would be, can I see your phone? I just want to see your search history right now. What have you been watching? What have you been reading?
That's so true. No,
What
that
have you
is
been feeding your
That's
mind?
true because it really
That's
matters what you've been
influence you.
feeding your
It's
mind. Because a lot of these men, they get this whole idea from
Yeah.
watching pornography, watching
Yeah.
these things, and they think they can now practice that
In their own.
in
And
their
women
whole-
too as well, you know.
marital
Am I an
home.
actress? I'm not.
That's actually a really good point.
Can I see who you're following on Instagram? Can I see?
What's on your feed?
What is
That's
there?
now-
What is polluting your mind?
But then what if you check his phone out and there's nothing of the sort, and he just says, you know, to just spice up. You know, people
Can I
say
say something? You know, I could literally be walking around the house. Every time I see him, I'll have to stop.
I'll just be like looking at him like, Do you know if he said that? Actually, if he said that, I'll say to him, okay, so it wasn't the search history, it wasn't your social media. So was it God? Did God give you that idea?
Definitely not.
it was the devil. The devil's using you.
The devil was using, because honestly, I don't understand.
I'm sorry, do you know why I'm not even going to say the devil's using you? Because it's going to take the responsibility away from your foolishness.
That's
you're
true,
using
The
yourself.
devil can never force your hand. He can never ever force your hand. People love to blame the devil.
No,
for
guys,
anything.
I would be
You
so
did it
disappointed.
yourself.
I'd be so disappointed if my husband ever said
And I
that.
didn't see it.
I think I'd vomit.
Heavenly Father, it can never happen.
I'd vomit because for you to eat.
Because he's
that's
talking
it.
about another woman to come into the bed.
Oh, I should check his call history as well. And his texting. Who have you been talking to?
Because he has to have someone in mind.
Is there someone that you
Check
have in
YouTube
mind?
as well.
Oh, do you know what? Now thinking about it,
His
yeah.
LinkedIn.
Now thinking about it, he has someone else in mind.
LinkedIn, his work.
That's what I'm saying. You know, people do those sort of prepositions. They have someone.
You
so that
do.
means outside you've been doing some sort of shenanigans.
And you want to bring it to our bedroom.
Yeah.
You've lost it. Your eyes have left this house and they've gone somewhere else. You need to bring them back.
And what if at the end he says, I'm joking, I just wanted to see
You're not joking. You're not joking. Don't do that.
What kind of joke is that?
I don't like that. Don't
You
do
don't
that.
respect me.
Don't do that. You don't. I don't like that.
I don't like. God don't like ugly. Like that's not a joke.
You're not joking.
There's certain things, you know, people love prank. I think maybe it's this YouTube culture. People think pranking is normal. You don't prank about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even when people prank that, oh, they're pregnant, I think that's a big thing to prank about. I know it sounds fun for the YouTube views, but in life,
For the YouTube views.
in life, it's not normal to
Yeah,
joke about
it's
stuff
not
like
nice,
that
it's
because
not
you don't know
nice.
what goes on in someone's head when you've said that to them.
100%.
Like you don't know how much you might have even broken their heart when you're.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, oh, I'm
it's a
joking.
joke. Then now I'm supposed to be like,
Take
oh,
back the
I'm happy
excitement.
again.
Yeah, not everything's a joke, man.
It's
Honestly.
not. It's
Don't let
just
the devil use you. You might think it's normal. Sometimes we think these things are normal because of who we follow, because of what we watch. You need to be.
And the fact that it's popular. What's popular is not always the
I
norm.
said your eyes have left.
they have left.
And you need to go and find them and get them
Because
back.
they maybe even need glasses.
I swear you're not coming back into that house till you get deliverance.
But
And we're gonna need to
what
pray.
does that actually mean?
No, I'm not gonna be that. You have to go. Sort yourself.
Come back. Because that's scary. I find it scary as well because it's like, I personally think, okay, we've all been in a relationship, right? And when you're in a relationship that's actually healthy, like that person is the only person you care about.
You don't
So
even
what's
look anywhere
changed?
else.
What has changed?
More than anything,
Yeah.
what I will take out of that question is disrespect.
100%.
That's one thing for sure. I'd be like, you don't rate me.
You no
as
longer
as
honour
much as
me.
I thought you did.
Because I was thinking in rebuttal to what I just said, like people say, oh, but it's just sex. They don't want to be in another relationship because obviously this is different.
But
then
your
it's
eye,
still-
you shouldn't
it's-
even have.
your
Once
eyes
you've
shouldn't
made
be-
that decision
Why
to
do
be
you
with that
want that?
person for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
it's not just hearsay. It's not just something you say. You mean it. You
have
have
to.
to act accordingly.
That's true.
Like that is a agreement we're going into for life. So how is your mind wandering for you to decide to bring someone else? Like, fair enough, yeah, cool, it's not in terms of emotional, but you don't even know what that can even bring in. What if your husband starts to, obviously not coming from an insecure place, what if his mind starts to wander with that woman, or maybe he feels like,
There's a reason why you want it, and it's,
Exactly,
it's
it's
not
true.
a pure reason. It can't be an innocent. It's not innocent.
And I don't think you honour me if you bring that
You
to
don't
me.
honour me.
Because
I'm the mother of your children.
in our vow, even if, say for example, we don't even have kids.
Okay.
In our vows, you've told me that you're going to respect me till death do us
To me,
part.
and to me alone, that's part of
Yeah.
the view too.
Till death do us
and if
part.
we haven't had kids, it means it's still early on in the marriage and you're already doing that.
Yeah, that great point.
Before we even have
Really
kids.
good point.
That's one.
Because the plan is to have kids eventually, right?
And we'll be doing
So
that when our
so
children
we-
are here.
Yeah, great
You'll be
point.
bringing somebody, Ella, from the club. They'll know her as who. In my house, you're crazy.
As the maid. But she's there every Wednesday.
And you still be the
Right.
same man if you have a daughter and she comes and says that to you.
You're saying no.
Finish it.
Never.
You even tell her to leave him.
As we've talked, you know when you tell a man that, that's when they start to think about how silly they look. They'll start
because
eating
when
their
it comes to
words. The
their
words
own
will just go back inside
children,
their
when it
throat.
comes to their own daughters, can you try
You
that?
cannot.
I'm
Because
someone's child, I'm someone's daughter,
Daughter.
too.
and you'll say, oh,
I'm the daughter of the Most High.
mate, you'll even be saying to your daughter, but do you respect yourself? But do you respect me then? Like, think about
That's
it.
why a lot of dads, like, when their daughters are growing up, they're very watchful and careful of the
guys,
men that they bring home,
guys
because
that,
they know they've done some nonsense when they were younger, because they know how these men think.
100%.
That's why I don't even blame, like, obviously we're Africans, so just from an African perspective, I don't even blame some African parents when they, like, along the process of who you marry, like, to really make sure you know the man. Because I feel like a lot of these issues can be avoided because we don't, like, when you just meet someone and you marry them quickly, you don't actually know them. So then you're now finding out that they like all these things.
Guys, you know that's one of my worst fears, not knowing my husband enough before getting married to him. Because at the end of the day, if you were to really, really look deep, there's no one else to blame. Who are you really going to blame?
And you know what? These things don't just appear out of nowhere. It's always in your heart.
It's a heart.
It's a heart. Yeah, it's always here and it just manifests.
Yeah.
So that means that I missed it. I didn't see it.
And I know myself, I would blame myself so much because, like, how did I not see it?
And then on the contrary, people change. So sometimes it's never
Right,
our
exactly,
fault.
yeah.
Sometimes it's him.
It's never our fault.
Yeah.
Sometimes he needs prayers. Because what happened between when we got married, when we were dating, and now we're married?
Now.
What's happened?
What changed?
When you were telling me I'm the only one for you, what changed?
Because especially if you're going to do things the way I want to do them, for instance. We're not going to live together before we get married. Like, it's all going to be actually very fun. So what has happened? What has
in between
transpired?
that, what went wrong?
What changed?
I don't get it. Because you'll say, oh, it's just fun. It's fun for you.
It's not even
It's
fun
not even
for
fun,
you.
yeah.
Why? How is it even fun for you?
But I think it's only for them. It's
For
selfish.
you to have a husband, you have to be compatible. What's fun for you should be fun for me.
That's
So
what I'm
how's your
saying.
definition
Men
of
like
fun
that
different
are
from mine?
thinking, they're selfish, they're thinking by themselves.
How's
They're not
your
thinking about me.
Honestly, how's your definition of fun so off with mine?
So
Like,
selfish.
what have you been doing this whole time?
You didn't care about my feelings or emotions when you propositioned that question to me, and so you need to you need to go back.
Anyway, I trust my future husband that you will try that.
Sorry.
Never.
No, it's. Oh,
I'm sorry.
No, I
it's
can't.
I think we're gonna have
said
to.
what I said.
We're gonna have to even leave the video here.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot. It's a
I'm
lot.
gonna go.
It's got me thinking.
Now.
Listen, yeah, let us know what you
Jada
guys think.
will listen if you ever watch this.
If it is true, because
If
obviously everything's alleged.
If it's
Right,
true,
no,
guys,
exactly.
try and work it out within
Please.
yourselves. If you can't, just divorce, please. I'm honestly
Right.
no, because
No,
you don't have to go through
You don't need to
such.
do
It's
that.
not
You
that.
don't have to
It's
do
not
this.
If you're not
worth
truly
it.
happy with each other, like, be honest.
Go your separate ways, love.
Because I genuinely think let's be honest with ourselves.
It's
I
not
think that's
crack.
Sorry.
Please sort it
When
out.
she's in crack, it's not crack.
Please, Jada, forgive him.
Oh!
We'll forgive her. Work it out. You know, all jokes aside, but guys,
No,
like,
that's even a good point. Like,
They
obviously
could-
the video's gonna end here, but
Should I stop it? Should we say
no, it's
bye?
fine.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
like the whole thing, like, oh, you know, how do you now say if you've been open once and then you now close the
You want to
relationship?
close it? Ah.
How does that work, please? Like, how do you now go back?
Do you
to
go and
normal?
rip up the terms and
and you then
conditions?
talk about everything you've done just so you nothing because really and truly once you close the relationship, I'm sorry, thinking from Jada's as a woman, sorry, I have to know everything because I can't be going out on these streets not
and you're
knowing that I'm
bumping
leaving.
someone, not knowing that you. Guys,
It's not worth it. Listen,
let us know what you think in the comments down below, please. Whether
Yes.
you agree with an open relationship, the
And
idea
your
of a
reason.
threesome, all of those things, your reasoning,
Everything.
what you think.
Join the
Drop
discourse.
it down below.
Down below.
Yeah,
we want to know,
please.
man.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.